Kind of shed some light on your thoughts on just the phenomenon that's kind of taken place here this early season, the national attention this is receiving, and more than that they've backed it up on the field here early so far.
I think it's a wonderful thing because if it wasn't for Dion Sanders, Coach Prime in Colorado, it would be a boring-ass beginning of the college football season. We'll be talking about the same old crap. So this is refreshing, it's new, it's exciting, and it's great for the sport.
Did you think you were going to be in Boulder covering this at the beginning of the season, or did you have a little hint that maybe this was possible?
Well, I wouldn't have circled Colorado State at Colorado at the beginning of the season for a game day. No, I would not have circled that one, not at all. But we're here, and I like to tell people that we're here because they've earned it. They deserve it. And what we do, which is really very unique, that I don't know if people really understand, is that we give a free 3-hour infomercial about the team, the program, the school, and the community. There's no other program, no other show on TV that does that. Like, we don't just talk about football. You know what I mean? Like, we highlight for 3 hours. It's like a free infomercial for Boulder. And so, they deserve it. Coach Prime, obviously, everyone knows what he brings to the table, what he's been able to do, and we're just happy to come here and give them the attention that they deserve.
Because you're not the only pregame show here this weekend. Do you revel in the competition on the same campus at all?
So we're the only 3-hour live show that provides a 3-hour infomercial about the program, the school, and the community.
When you look at how Shadur has performed here early, I was reading Mel Kiper the other day, says he's QB3 right now. What's your evaluation on him, and kind of what do you see his skills projecting to the next level?
Wow. So far, so good. Shadur has been better than advertised. I like the way that he's been able to adapt to different defenses, different situations. Obviously, the TCU game was like kind of a shootout at the beginning, both teams going no huddle and going extremely fast. Nebraska came into Boulder and wanted to take the air out of the ball, play like a damn near prevent defense. So then you got to be patient. So I like the fact that he was able to adapt to both styles defensively, what they threw at him in his offense.
When you're looking at this team in the preseason, what did you expect this team was going to accomplish, and what was kind of your analysis going into the season?
We didn't know. I mean, just to be honest with you, 86 new players, who knew? I mean, they didn't really know. Well, they may have known because they see them every day. So you see the talent, you evaluate the talent, you guys make a roster, you know who's starting, who's the backup. So the coaching staff, they may have, but we didn't see them. We're not with them every day, so no one really knew outside the coaching staff. So, I mean, it's a good question, but that's as honest an answer as you can get.
Desmond, I know you saw the words from Coach Norvell about Dion Sanders. Can you comment on how he made things personal this weekend?
Well, if you know Dion Sanders, not even Coach Prime, but if you just know Dion Sanders, he's really, really close to his mom, like extremely close to his mother. So for a person to make a comment about you may not like the sunglasses, you may not like the hat, then that's petty. But then when you bring it to the way you were raised, then that's like damn near beyond personal. And I'm assuming at this point he wants to apologize for that because it wasn't necessary. It really wasn't. And I mean, we all have parents, and what we like to say is that whatever good you see in me is from my parents, and the rest is my own fault. And that's just the way people are. So you talking about a guy who doesn't swear, doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, doesn't use drugs. He's a great example for young men and women. And you want to sit there and talk about if he had on shades and a hat? Like, how petty and ridiculous are you to go there about that? Like, really, like, you're a grown-ass man, and you sit there and that's what you want to talk about? Like, why does that even bother you? Shouldn't your attention be on something else? How is your team doing? How are your players doing? How are his players doing? How is his team doing? You see what I'm saying? So that's my take on it.
Because you and Dion's careers in the NFL sort of coincided.
Yeah.
And when I talk to guys from your era, to a man, Champ Bailey and others always say, wow, I'm glad that there was no social media when I was playing, when I was young. But Dion has embraced social media. His kids live under a microscope. Everything they do is filmed. How do you think that benefits the players, knowing that there's always somebody watching?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think it promotes transparency. I think that's what I think about when I see Dion Sanders, like just how transparent he is. Like everything is pretty much filmed and out there for the public to look at. Where a lot of coaches, they just would never do that. They would never have you have that type of access to their program, you know. And so it just talks about how transparent that he is. And I think that the players respect that. They respond accordingly to it.
You think that's going to give them a boost in recruiting going forward, like they say this next year's class, and kids will see that and want to be part of that rather than be cocooned like a lot of programs?
Well, I mean, yeah, we got the social media generation, right? So this is like what they love, they embrace, and they're all about it. And they see that he embraces it, and not only does he embrace it, but he utilizes it extremely well with his son. I mean, his son does a fantastic job. So, yeah, it makes perfect sense that the young recruits will gravitate towards it.
Des, how about Travis Hunter? I mean, you being a dynamic playmaker yourself, this kid plays both ways, but maybe to a level we've never seen before. What are your thoughts on Travis?
So I had a chance, the opportunity to sit down with Travis Hunter last week, and I actually had the opportunity to sit down with Travis Hunter last year when he was at Jackson State. So I've just been amazed by his athletic ability, but more importantly, his high football IQ. I don't think that gets enough press. He's like a very competitive person, but he's extremely smart. He has a high football IQ. And the pick, the game-saving INT against TCU, I mean, you put 92% of defensive backs in that position, and it's just going to be a touchdown, just because the way the play was designed. So, you know, you look at him diving out there and catching the ball, you get wooed by the athleticism. But that athleticism doesn't even come into the equation without the high football IQ to be able to identify what they're about to do so he can stop it.
With Coach Prime being here, do you think we could have someone from Colorado joining you in the Heisman House?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely could. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a marathon. This Heisman thing is a marathon, you know, and you really want to get hot at the right time. But with the talent that he has here, and I believe that he'll be bringing into Boulder too, I think that's on the table.
This game aside, Colorado State wants what Cincinnati and UCF have. You know what I mean? They move up from that group of five. How big is this an opportunity for them? Never mind the Shades comment and the rest of it. But as a program to get on you guys' stage, to shock the world, to get that attention.
This is a grand opportunity for them. There's no doubt about this, because there's going to be a big spotlight on this game. You know, I mean, everyone's here this weekend. Everyone's descended upon Boulder for this Rocky Mountain Showdown. So this is a huge opportunity for Colorado State, that program, and that team. Absolutely.
Thanks, Des.